Meet Linda from Arizona. She's 54 years old. She just opened a Roth IRA. She felt proud. She transferred $7,000 into the account, and then she went back to her life. 2 years later, Linda logs back in. She expects to see growth. Instead, she sees almost nothing has changed. The money is sitting there in cash, earning less than 1% a year. Here's the thing. Linda didn't do anything wrong by opening the account. She made one mistake. She thought opening a Roth IRA and investing inside one were the same thing. They're not. A Roth IRA is just a container, like a jar. You can put anything inside it. But if you put cash in and leave it there, that's all you get, cash. Vanguard did a study on this. They found that more than 1 in 4 investors who rolled money into an IRA left it sitting in cash for over a full year. Their estimate? Those investors missed out on approximately $130,000 by age 65. Not from bad investments, from no investments at all. So, what should be inside the container? That's exactly what this video is about. I'm going to show you 5 ETFs specifically chosen for where you are right now. And I'm going to give you the exact split, how much goes into each one. That's the part most creators skip. I won't. Quick note before we dive. I'm not a financial advisor or a government employee. Everything here is for educational purposes only. For your specific situation, always check with a qualified professional. Now, let's build this thing. Linda's mistake is more common than most people think, but here's what's even more common. Choosing the wrong ETFs for where you are in life. Most Roth IRA content out there was never built for you. Here's what I mean. If you've searched best ETFs for Roth IRA before, you've probably seen the same thing over and over. Someone tells you to invest $100 a week. They show you what happens over 30 years, the numbers look incredible, and you feel a little left out because 30 years isn't your timeline. Here's the myth. If you're over 50, the Roth IRA math doesn't really work in your favor anymore. Here's the truth. The math still works. It just works on your timeline, not someone else's. And the numbers are more powerful than most people realize. Here's the proof. A 55-year-old who maxes out their Roth catch-up contribution, that's $8,600 in 2026, and invests consistently for 15 years at a modest 7% average annual return, would have approximately $215,000 in completely tax-free money at age 70. For 20 years, about $353,000. All yours. The IRS doesn't touch a single dollar. Now, what about the 5-year rule? This is the one that trips a lot of people up. Here's how it actually works in plain English. Your Roth just needs to be open for 5 tax years before your earnings can come out completely tax-free. The clock starts on January 1 of the tax year you make your very first contribution, even if you actually make that contribution the following April during tax season. So if you contribute for tax year 2025, your clock started January 1, 2025. You satisfy the rule by January 1, 2030. Meet that rule, plus the age requirement of 59.5, and every dollar of growth inside that account is yours, tax-free, forever. So, no, it is not too late. The question is just which 5 ETFs go inside the account, and how much into each one. Let's answer both of those right now. So now you know the math works for you, but here's the problem most investors run into next. They pick ETFs without any plan for how to actually split the money. That random approach costs them, quietly, over years. Here's how to do it right. Let's build the portfolio. 5 ETFs, 1 clear job for each, and a specific allocation that makes sense for where most people watching this are right now.
ETF number 1, VOO, 30% of your portfolio. VOO, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. This is your foundation. When you own VOO, you instantly own a small piece of all 500 of America's largest companies: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Johnson & Johnson, all of them in one ETF. The expense ratio is just 0.03%. That's 3 cents on every $100, almost nothing. In 2025, VOO returned about 17.8%. This is your anchor, the 30% that makes everything else more stable. ETF number 2, SCHD, 25% of your portfolio. SCHD, the Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF. This is your income engine. SCHD pays a dividend yield of around 3.5% right now, but here's what really matters. SCHD's dividend has grown at roughly 10.7% per year over the past decade. That means every year you're getting paid more without adding a single extra dollar to your account. And inside a Roth IRA, every one of those dividends reinvests completely tax-free. That's compounding working silently in your favor. Expense ratio, 0.06%. This goes in at 25%. ETF number 3, QQQM. This is the growth kicker. QQQM tracks the NASDAQ 100, the same index as the well-known QQQ. Same companies, same performance. But QQQM has a lower fee, 0.15%, instead of QQQ's 0.18%. And the share price runs around $247, compared to QQQ at over $500. That lower price makes it much easier to buy in smaller increments, which matters when you're investing $2,000 a year. For a buy-and-hold investor inside a Roth IRA, QQQM is the smarter choice. This goes in at 20%. ETF number 4, VIG, 15% of your portfolio. VIG, the Vanguard Dividend Appreciation ETF. This is the quality layer. VIG holds 343 companies. Every single one of them has a proven track record of growing their dividend year after year without interruption. These aren't flashy companies, they're consistent ones. Apple, Microsoft, Johnson & Johnson, Visa. In early 2026, Vanguard cut VIG's expense ratio. It's now just 0.04%. When the market gets rocky, VIG holds its ground better than pure growth funds. It's the steady hand in this portfolio. This goes in at 15%. And finally, FTEC, 10% of your portfolio. FTEC, the Fidelity MSCI Information Technology ETF. This is your high-conviction satellite position. FTEC gives you broad exposure to the tech sector, software, semiconductors, cloud computing. Over the past 10 years, FTEC has averaged around 22% annually. Expense ratio, just 0.08%. This position is smaller intentionally. It adds real upside potential without letting one sector dominate the entire portfolio. This goes in at 10%. Here's the myth. Gold ETFs like IAUM make a smart defensive position inside a Roth IRA. Here's the truth. Gold pays no dividends. It generates no income. Inside a tax-free account, the real superpower is compounding income, dividends that reinvest and grow completely tax-free year after year. Gold just sits there waiting to be sold. That's not a supercharge, that's a seat warmer. The exact dollar split. Here's how this looks in real money. If you're investing $2,000 a year, the realistic number we use on this channel, here's the split. $600 into VOO, $500 into SCHD, $400 into QQQM, $300 into VIG, $200 into FTEC. And if you're maxing out your Roth IRA catch-up contribution in 2026, that's $8,600. The split scales up to $2,580 into VOO, $2,150 into SCHD, $1,720 into QQQM, $1,290 into VIG, and $860 into FTEC. Same percentages, same logic, just scaled to your budget. Before I show you the 3 hidden benefits of this account that most people never hear about, drop a comment right now. Are you already investing inside a Roth IRA, or are you just getting started? Either way, I want to know. I read every single one. Now you've got the 5 ETFs, you've got the exact split. But here's the part that almost no one covers. There are 3 ways this Roth IRA will protect your retirement income that have absolutely nothing to do with your investments growing, and one of them could save you more money than the entire portfolio itself. The word supercharge gets used a lot when people talk about Roth IRAs. Usually it means growth, bigger returns, more money. But the real supercharge is protection. There are 3 hidden benefits of this account that YouTube videos never mention, and together they could be worth tens of thousands of dollars to you in retirement without changing a single investment.
Hidden benefit number 1, Medicare savings. When you withdraw money from a traditional IRA in retirement, the IRS counts that as income. And if your income crosses certain thresholds, Medicare charges you more for your premiums. These surcharges are called IRMAA, Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amounts. They can add up to nearly $7,000 per person per year just for Medicare Part B. For a married couple, that's close to $14,000 a year in extra premiums. Now, here's the thing about Roth IRA withdrawals. The IRS doesn't count them as income for IRMAA at all. They're invisible. Avoid those surcharges for 20 years, and you could save $23,000 or more on Medicare premiums alone. Hidden benefit number 2, Social Security tax protection. Here's something most people don't know. Up to 85% of your Social Security benefits can become taxable, depending on your total income. Traditional IRA withdrawals count toward that formula. They push more of your Social Security benefits into taxable territory. Let me give you a real example. A single retiree pulling $30,000 from a traditional IRA could owe roughly $4,500 in extra federal taxes just because of the way Social Security taxation works. The same $30,000 from a Roth IRA, zero. The Roth withdrawal doesn't appear in the formula at all. Over 20 years, that difference adds up to tens of thousands of dollars, quietly, year after year. Hidden benefit number 3, no required minimum distributions ever. Here's one that catches a lot of retirees completely off guard. At age 73, the IRS forces traditional IRA owners to start taking money out, whether they need it or not. On a $1 million balance, that's roughly $37,000 in forced taxable withdrawals in the first year alone. It can push you into a higher tax bracket at exactly the moment you don't want to be there. A Roth IRA has none of that. No required minimum distributions. None. Your money stays invested, growing tax-free for as long as you live, and when it passes to your heirs, they receive it completely free of federal income tax as well. That's not just a retirement account, that's a wealth transfer tool. The Roth doesn't just grow your money tax-free, it shields your retirement income from taxes you never saw coming. You've got the portfolio, the exact split, and 3 benefits that most people never even know about. There's one final step, and it only takes 10 minutes once a year. Here's what it is. Here's what nobody tells you after they give you the portfolio. What do you actually do with it next year? Inside a Roth IRA, rebalancing is completely tax-free. No capital gains taxes, no forms, no penalties. You can sell one ETF and buy another, and the IRS doesn't care. That's a massive advantage that a regular taxable brokerage account simply cannot match. Here's the simple rule. Once a year, pick a date, same date every year, check your allocation. If any ETF has drifted more than 5 percentage points from its target, bring it back. That's it. And here's the easiest way to rebalance without selling anything at all. If you're still contributing, just direct your new money towards whichever position is most underweight. You naturally rebalance by adding, not by selling. No stress, no market timing. Tom and Diane from Ohio have been doing exactly this for 3 years. They set a calendar reminder every January 2nd. It takes about 10 minutes over coffee. They've never sold a single share out of panic. They follow the plan, and the plan keeps working. Here's the myth. Rebalancing means selling your winners. That feels wrong, so most people never do it. Here's the truth. Inside a Roth IRA, there's no cost to rebalancing. 0 taxes, 0 penalties. The account is built for this. Stop leaving it unmanaged. So now you have everything you need. 5 ETFs, a clear split, 3 hidden benefits, and 1 10-minute annual habit. Let me bring it all home. Remember Linda from Arizona? She fixed her mistake. She picked 5 ETFs, she set her allocation, she stopped looking at the account every week, and she started thinking about retirement with confidence instead of anxiety. That's what this is about. Not chasing the hottest stock, not timing the market. Building a portfolio that compounds quietly in your favor and shields your income from taxes you never knew were coming. Because the Roth doesn't just grow your money tax-free, it shields your retirement income from taxes you never saw coming. The Roth doesn't just grow your money tax-free, it shields your retirement income from taxes you never saw coming. Write that down. Tell your spouse. And if someone you know opened a Roth IRA and hasn't thought about what's actually inside it, share this video with them right now. It could be worth tens of thousands of dollars to them. Drop a comment below and tell me which of today's 5 ETFs are you most interested in, and are you starting fresh or adding to an existing Roth? I'd love to hear where you are. If you're building retirement income and want to stay ahead of everything that affects it, subscribe to Dividend Hustle. I cover it all. And if you want to go deeper on SCHD, how it's performing in 2026, and why it may be the single best income ETF for your Roth right now, that video is next. I'll see you there.